Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. So I just returned with a very cool bag of dinosaurs that I purchased from someone locally. They were selling them on Facebook Marketplace. I happened to stumble upon them and then jumped on the opportunity to buy them because I haven't been finding too many lots of dinosaurs around here lately. I absolutely love going to some random person, buying a random bag of dinosaurs or a box of dinosaurs, a tote of dinosaurs, and just not really knowing for sure what's in there and kind of discovering that after I get the figures home and take a look at them, because sometimes you can get some really cool stuff, some really nice gems included with those type of lots. But all I need to really do is see that there's like a figure or two figures included in the lot that I know for sure is worth buying the lot, and I am 100% in with picking that lot up. And that's exactly what happened here, which there's not really very many figures included. There's only a few, so it's not an overall massive lot, but I only paid 20 bucks for them, and one figure I really wanted to get a hold of for quite some time, even though it's not really even that great, that most people probably won't care too much for, but personally it was something that was definitely on my want list. So let's bring in the very first figure, and that is this absolutely insane looking creature. I don't know what this thing is supposed to be other than an insane looking sort of Parasaurolophus predator type thing. I don't know. It almost looks like a rat. It's very strange. Not obviously what I was going for as far as picking this lot up, but it was included, so why not show you guys. The next figure we have here is a Disney's Dinosaur Iguanodon. However, this one actually has a chewed up tail, which is definitely a little bit of a bummer, but I probably have like 2 or 3, maybe even more of this figure already, so I wasn't super worried about it. It again wasn't another one of the figures that I really wanted to get the lot for, which has actually happened before. I purchased a lot off of the Facebook Marketplace at one point in time, simply because I think I had seen the older Aaa Tyrannosaurus included, and it was just really bad. The images that I had seen were really bad, and then when I got the box and I actually opened it up, it turns out that the Tyrannosaurus was missing a leg. So I ended up getting the shaft on that one and paid like, it was like 20 bucks or so, maybe 30 bucks for that lot, pretty much just to get that Tyrannosaurus, and it was missing its leg, which is a bummer, but you know, it's life, it happens. You live and you learn, and I still do not regret that purchase, because anytime I can buy dinosaurs, I am super excited about it. But we also got this one, and this is an incredibly nice figure. I do already have one, so I'm actually thinking of repainting this one just because of the fact that it is a really nicely sculpted kind of vintage style Apatosaurus. This one is part of the old Carnegie collection from Safari Ltd. It is a very large, very heavy figure, and not the best paint application, but I have one in better shape. This one actually has quite a bit of like paint chips and stuff on it. You can see right here on the head specifically, there is definitely quite a few paint chips taken off of it, but definitely something that I actually want to repaint at some point and give a little more of a realistic look, because Carnegie Collections figures at times can be really highly detailed. Like some of their older stuff, not so much, but this is definitely one of those figures that I feel like is quite nicely detailed, and with a little more of a realistic paint application could look really, really cool. So since I have two, I do intend on repainting this one at some point. The next one is a figure that I've played with many times as a child. I still have mine actually, but it's in really terrible shape. But you can see that it is the Lorami Brachiosaurus. Now, this is actually a bootleg of the Invicta Brachiosaurus, and a lot of the older Lorami figures were in fact bootlegs of the Invicta figures. Obviously, if you happen to have the Invicta Brachiosaurus, you will immediately see very, very strong similarities between the two, and still a pretty fun figure. I actually do quite like the Lorami figures. This one actually has some random red stuff on the neck, which I do have to get off, but other than that, the paint application of it isn't too beat up, and it's, again, still a figure that I enjoyed as a child, so it'll always hold kind of a special place in my heart, and still a pretty nice large sauropod. So regardless of this random red stuff that I do have to scrape off, that I don't know what that is, it's still a pretty fun figure that I was happy to see included. And then there are two figures here that are the final two that I really wanted to get a hold of, one of which more so than the other, because I actually have one of these already, but it's not really in that great of shape because it's yet another figure that I had as a child that I kind of abused and actually broke the tail off of and painted blood on the mouth with I think a marker actually, so I guess it wouldn't really be painted, but I drew blood on the face with a marker when I was a kid. Hasn't come off since, and I don't know. You know, you do stupid things when you're a child and then regret it later when you're an adult. But it is the definitely Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this one is actually in really good shape. I was really happy to see this one included because I was actually intending on picking up another one of these at some point soon, but I just kept putting it off and putting it off because it's a figure that I do already have. Again, just it's a lot more beat up than what we see on this one. So it was kind of one of those figures that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get to it and rebuy it again, but you know, it's just something that I'm not in a huge hurry for. But once I saw this lot and I saw that it was local, I jumped on it right away to pick up my second, definitely Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this one now in much better shape than the one that I currently own. But the final figure, which I'm going to have to clear some of these guys out to bring in, is the absolutely massive Aaa Dromaeosaurus. This is a figure that I have wanted for so long. I have had it on my wish list on eBay for a very long time, but it's always like right in the $30 price range for the figure individually, so I never actually pulled the trigger on it. Previously, I was just kind of waiting for the right time to see one for a good price, and I'm glad I did because now I found one for a good price, and it was local. I didn't even have to have it shipped, which the figure overall is pretty heavy. I would have definitely had quite a shipping bill to ship this one, but again, the figure is really, really nicely detailed for being just like a random AAA figure. Of course, highly inaccurate, but for the time that it was made, it's a pretty fun interpretation of a Dromaeosaurus, and just, again, a huge figure that's very highly detailed like this. That's something that I actually love, the AAA figures, so I really, really was hoping to get a hold of this one, again, for a very long time. And once I had seen this lot for 20 bucks, knowing that I would get this, of course, the definitely Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus, and the Safari LTD Carnegie Collection Apatosaurus back there, I knew I definitely was in completely, and luckily for me, they were still available, and now they're here to add to my collection. So as always, another really cool dinosaur purchase, another fun lot of dinosaurs that I was able to stumble upon. So if you happen to want to see any reviews of these figures overall, make sure you reply in the comments letting me know, and otherwise make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.